hit the record button, and we are now recording live. And so today we have a very special guest. We have a dear friend, Patrick Downing, and we're excited to have him on the show. He's a valuable member of the Kong family and a dear friend, and we're looking forward to hearing his story today. And so very exciting. Shawn, good to see you, brother. How's the weather up there in the cold white north?
Oh, it's great. It's warm and sunny, and it's a beautiful morning up in here. My computer's running slower than snail shit. I was on my phone all morning, so I've been trying to get this up and running since 8:38, and it's finally awakening from its slumber. It's kind of like a bear coming out of hibernation, getting ready to forage. It's funny skiing. Hey, Patrick, what's shaking, brother?
It's all good. It's good up in this hood.
Nice. Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day. Ski season goes, as long as the snow is up here. But if that ski season stretches into late March, which it does up here, now you got to start dealing with mountain lions and bears. And so it's always advisable for people to, when they're skiing, just to keep an eye on things, because the creatures start coming out this time of year, no snow or not, and they're hungry. So even though you got skis on, there's the meal, and they got a couple of toothpicks, those big grizzlies. What are you going to do?
Yeah, watch out for those bears up there, brother. We need you around. Yeah, we can't have you getting jumped on by a bear.
Well, I'm just not a skier. I just was talking to a buddy of mine that was, and I told him, I'm like, all right, bud, you better bring your mace in your back pocket, your bear spray, your pepper spray. So yeah, good find on getting Mr. Downing back on here. I got some detail to handle this morning here shortly after this thing. So yeah, get after it. I'm excited to kind of connect. I missed the last one. So I want to dig it.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, so kids, the Kong family, we have a really simple goal. And our goal is just to change the world. And, make no bones about it. That's what we're doing. Shawn, how are we doing that again?
We're doing it one glass of Kong and 9.5 at a time.
Yes, that's what we're doing, baby. We are just going ahead and changing the world. Look at Patrick down in his 9.5 right there, baby. So, we've got Patrick Downing on the show. So, Patrick, first off, I would like to ask you the same question that I love to ask everybody, because this is always an intriguing thing for me. I love to find out how our guests managed to get involved with Kong's Water. How did you get involved? When did you get involved? Why did you get involved? And also, where are you located?
Hello, everyone. I'm in Ohio, like in the Northwest. And
thankfully, everybody live in Ohio.
There's songs out there about Ohio, the mistake by the lake, which is Cleveland. But all joking aside, I want to start off and just say that thank you for having me on the show first. I do go around and talk a lot, and I've got tremendous amount of friends and family, and I wish I was closer to some of my family, but you can't look back. I'm on a train. The track's going down the slope or up or downhill. Those things we deal with every day. But I'd like to start off by saying I'm not a huge baseball fan. That's what I did when I was a kid, and then I quit. And then, but I'd like to say that I think every single day is opening day, for yourself. You get up to the plate, you swing, you strike out, you practice, you just improve. And life's not a game, but it should be a tremendous journey to enjoy. And I was one of these ones that was hey, sorry about
He
Josie's,
wants his own show. He wants to be on the next episode.
we might have to get Josie, stop it. Anyway, like I said, life for me was always about negativity, and I was the negative factor. And I got started in this just by watching several of the mentors, or leaders, I call them. Not really, it's amazing that I could listen to a total stranger and believe in the fact that they were telling me that I matter and I'm important, because you all matter and we all matter, but it's what we do with what the time we have. And my mom always believed in me, and it finally took until she passed away for me to wake up. And I've got inspirations from her that I can discuss on any day. I mention her a lot because I know she's right here with me, and that goes with anybody that's passed on to their new journey. She's like, quit dragging your feet in the mud, trying to lift me, always trying to lift me. And one neat thing is that she said, leave a legacy for those that are watching you. Always remember that you're going to make mistakes, but hopefully you're going to give out some positivity. And if it takes one smile to one person a day, you can know that you're making a difference. And, I'm a jokester just like JJ. I like to get people laughing, smiling. I've been told I'm I always want to be the life of the party. Well, I've changed. I'd like to sit back. I like to listen. I like to be quiet and hear and take it all in. And then, boom. That's one of my favorite lines. You got HooDeeHooo. Well, mine is boom, done. Okay. I've got a recipe box here that my mom hand wrote, and I can make meals, and it's just like she cooked them for me. So my mom's real dear to me still. Another thing, a lot of the women in our lives, some of them aren't so inspirational. They kind of tend to drag you down or pull you away. But I think it's recognition, and I'm full of so much positive energy and love, and it's something that you can't keep yourself. You have to just share it. And I'm not looking for anything out of this, but being able to step up to the plate on opening day. Every day is an opening, and you put your feet on the floor. Whatever you believe in, a higher power, God, the Creator, the Big Bang. I broaden my mind, and I think it's important that that's your time in the morning with yourself. Get up, look in the mirror, and say, hey, Patrick Downing, you're a handsome man. Smile at somebody. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't ever, I just try to tell myself that every day in the mirror. And usually I can walk away where years and years of never looking in the mirror, I just went out and I'm like, I'm going to go out and just beat everybody's ass today because, I'm a fighter. I'm a lover. The song, I'm a sinner. But I'm still the best looking guy on the planet. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm the only one that matters is me, myself. But you got to also wrap that all into one, cluster and say, hey guys, every single person is so important, so beautiful. And I can go on with, this forever, but I think it's probably one of those songs that John Lennon had, it's one of my favorites is Imagine. And, I'd like to be able to do what you guys are doing, but I'm investing to get to that point. So big announcement yesterday to Thomas Warden was that I just purchased property in Florida. So I'll be able to sit by the pool every morning and watch the morning motivation. It's been something I've been working on for a long time and wrote down some goals. And every time I'm writing goals down, you can go through there and, if you have to do it every day or once a month or once a week. I used to laugh at my mom when she did it. Simple little tasks like comb hair, brush teeth, change the whatever, change the bed. And I'd be sitting there and I'd be looking at her list and I'd say, really? She goes, well, if you don't have a list, how do you know what you're accomplishing throughout the day? So for me, a big accomplishment was change my mindset from the beginning. Forget about way I was programmed. My dad always said, you quit baseball and you're a quitter. Well, years and years of struggling with alcohol and being an alcoholic, he says, why can't you stop drinking? Because he taught me about quitting. He said, you quit baseball. And then he goes, you need to go back and tell your coach, figure out a way to get back on that team. And I said, I'm done. I quit. And he goes, well, we don't allow quitters in my family. I still remember that. So 20 years, 25 years later, I get into all the mess you do when, you're a raging alcoholic or crazy maniac, not really knowing what my purpose was in life. I says to him, he says, son, how come you can't quit drinking? I said, remember, we don't have quitters in this family. I said, rehab is for quitters. Through it all, guess what? I can talk about it comfortably. So in terms of baseball or whatever sport you're dealing with or whatever you love, never give up on yourself. That's the main thing. And I think I've not given myself enough credit, a lot of lack confidence, but now I'm able to walk out and tell anybody I see they're important. And what really matters is that you just smile at yourself, give away all your positive energy, shine your light. And, I used to imagine people that were like in spiritual, like, your pastors and people that they're forcing things down you. Well, I never wanted to hear it, but now I'm like a sponge, like we were when we were little. Everything you see here, you just follow and you do. But yet I was one that wanted to just kind of go my own way. So it's taken a long time for me to be able to stand here and say that I'm very, very happy with myself. And it's a lot of love, a lot of pain, but mostly, others, helping others. Because if you can't, how can you help others if you can't help yourself? And I've made it. So whether I'm successful every time I get up out of bed, and it's opening day. And I thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for having me on the show. I hope there's something I can tell someone every day that makes a difference. And these coworkers I deal with, I tell people, every single one of us has something we're going to be going through. You don't know what. And I used to react and not think. And now it's like, well, take a 10-second, 20-second moment or time there just to reflect and say, well, I wonder what's going on in their life that maybe they're just angry. And then I say, hey, take your finger and stick it right here. And I said, it makes you smile. I said, why don't you just smile? And then I just walk away. And then I turn around and then I see them standing there with a crazy look on their face. And I do it to people in public. I walk up to them and I just say, good morning. It's a great day to smile. And, HooDeeHooo. Who are you? HooDeeHooo. And I start thinking of, things that make people smile and laugh and forget about all your problems. I mean, things that you can't control, don't worry about. And that's really important, I think, for everybody to understand and just change your mindset.
I love it.
Can I touch on that, Patrick? Can I follow through, dude? Listen, your story's beautiful, brother, because you talk about, people don't start drinking, people don't get into addictions because it's a thing to do. We get into addictions because we've got a misdirected coping mechanism. And, as men, we're taught to be all Charles Bronson and Marlboro men and don't tell anybody shit, just swallow hard and be a man. Well, I think at the end of the day, what you're talking about is personifying being that of a true man, because what you've done is you've taken your default mindset and all those things that, told you can't, or you're not worthy, and having those things, that's a default mindset that the bullshit devil and the lies of this world put on us. And again, nobody knows everyone's particular individual battle. And a lot of times nobody really cares. And at the end of the day, I can sit and look at all my things and I can sit there and go, well, they don't care, or they're an asshole, or they're this and that. It doesn't change me. It just allows me to dwell on the negative. So what you're basically personifying and what you're describing, brother, is simple default mindset to a deliberate mindset. You just decided to, instead of sitting in the bleachers, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to start taking some hacks. I'm going to start taking some cuts, and one of these things is going to go somewhere. And when I feel that wood hit that ball, I'm going to get my ass down to first base like a dog's chasing me, And that's what it's all about, dude. No, I love stories like yours. A lot of people come from pretty simple, pretty easy, cultivated situations. And, we talk privilege and this and that, but until we really go through struggles, until we really experience setbacks, and we really have to just be flat on our back, looking around, no one's there to reach. Now, see, for me, I'm a Christian. I believe, Christ, the whole footsteps in the sand. I get all that. But it's a matter of no one else but us and our Maker are going to be responsible for whatever life and decisions and quality of life we're going to have. And so talking about coming from your situation, I want to play this for about 20 people that I love and care about that just still can't. They're still running. They're still hiding. And if it ain't an addiction of something like beer or whatever, booze, they hide in relationships. They hide in jobs. They're the people that go to work, punch in, punch out. They don't really interact. It's like JJ said, they're not investing in anything. They're just putting in time. So I don't know. I love hearing you talk, man. I just had to bring that in. Yeah, hey, like Sister Sledge says, we are family.
Yeah, exactly. Patrick, thanks for that, Shawn, because that's what I love so much about this. And, having you in here, because you always have so much value to bring to the show, and our guests always have tremendous value. And what's so beautiful about this show is that it all comes from the heart. We're not scripting anything. We're just coming in and speaking from the heart. And, that's kind of why I put together the questions that I do, that I like to ask people, is because it gets into their heartstrings a little bit, gives them a chance to tell stories that will resonate with other people. And, I'll tell you something, Patrick, I got to tell you this right now. You want to change people's lives. Well, guess what? You've already done something like that, because old Paul Nelson, he's up in the great Northwest, and he's going through some trials and tribulations, and he just said, boom, love it. And, so that's something that, you've already changed somebody's mindset and their thought process of, looking towards something like that in the future. And so this is the kind of things we do. We change people's lives, little pieces and parts at a time, just by giving them ideas. And, Paul asked if you sobered up, and yes, he has sobered up. He did the smart quitting, Paul. And, that kind of quitting is the good kind of quitting. And, so I know that being involved with Kong's Water has been an incredible life changer for me, not only with my health and that kind of stuff that is the natural progression of what happens when somebody makes the wise choice to invest in their health through Kong and Water. But what has happened for me is that it has exposed me, just because, like the morning motivation, of which I cherish so much, and it goes out live every morning on my page so that everybody can see it, that has changed my life so drastically, and in such a fantastic way. And the only reason that I'm involved with the morning motivation is because of Kong's Water. That's the only reason I know you. That's, I knew Shawn before that, but the only reason I ended up meeting Shawn was because of Kong and Water. And so, it's a life changer in so many different ways. And what I'd like you to kind of talk about now, if you don't mind, is, you know, because at some point in time, somehow or another, you found out about Kong's water, and it's been a major life changer, and you just explained some of that. But how did you find out about it, and why did you decide that you know, investing in a Kong and water machine was the right thing for you to do?
Well, I can go back to some time before my mother passed away. I had a chance to go get reborn, so I felt important, and it was a year ago in March, and it's on March 4th, because it's like soldier, March 4th, and I went up and I got baptized in a beautiful church, and I was able to share that video with my mother. So it was something like I just felt like, you know, I'd been baptized as a young baby, and I don't remember it. And one of the things that I loved about my mother saying, she said, I think my heart is complete. She said, I've not only seen you born once, I've seen you born twice, because I thought I was adopted. I was so different than the other kids in the family, or I don't look like them. I guess I do, but when I was younger, I didn't. I'm like, well, you know, was I adopted? And she says, no, son. She says, you're the only one I was awake for when you were born. So she kind of instilled in me that she goes, you know, I want you to be okay after I'm gone. And she was preparing me for what I'm doing now. And she's like, you got a huge heart. She says, just don't ruin this opportunity that I'm going to give you. It was another 18 days, I believe. I was talking to her on the phone the day after my birthday, which is March 20th. And then she didn't call me. She was going through hospice, and my older brother, Larry, was tending to her and in her final moments of the journey she was going to be taking. But I was able to speak to her on the phone. I said, Mom, you know, this is the first time I think I've ever now heard from you on my birthday. She goes, well, what day is it? And I said, it's the day after my birthday. She said, well, happy birthday. And then, so in true fashion, as a wonderful person, mother, she passed on her birthday. And so those are things I knew I'd had gifts from her my whole life. And I thought, wow. So I was the last one to talk to her on the phone, and people want to know what I said. And I read Psalm 23 and 91. And it's just something that I felt like my purpose right there was to, you know, make someone at peace and comfortable. And now that we've got that behind us, now I can lead into where the Kangen water came in. And for me, I've been watching a fellow, probably half the world needs to know this guy, but his name's Thomas Warden. And I was watching in the background, and I was always intrigued, not about the machine yet, but about, wow, this guy's got a story better than mine. The health issues, that's really what drove me to get invest into this machine, because I weighed over 280 pounds last May. Once my mother passed, I thought, this is an opportunity for me to change my behavior, my lifestyle, my thinking, and my health, most importantly. And that's what that water machine has done for me. So I'm still losing weight, but I had a beard, and then I get this crazy hair that I have, and I got a haircut. It's an old school haircut, like a bowl cut, leave the length on top and pull it back. And people are like, wow, did you lose some weight? You lose more weight? So I weighed recently 247 pounds. So since I've been drinking this water every single day, I'm out, by the way, until I walk in the kitchen. But the benefits that I've been able to receive from just using this water has been incredible. And then, when somebody's, I didn't even think about what the thing might cost. And then all these people like Thomas Warden, they keep talking about, Well, change what you're doing, you know. So if I stop drinking, guess what? I got this money, I can buy this machine. And then I can get healthy and I can get better. And I see results from it. Well, you know, it's also provided me the ability to take a gallon and go hand it to somebody and say, try this water. Just tell me what you think. And I said, you're going to be surprised with some of the changes you're going to feel. And a girl at work the other day, she's over there drinking Mountain Dew, and I'm thinking, why would you put that poison in your body? You know, it's going to make you age faster. It's going to destroy you from the inside. And I said, how about if I get you some water? I gave her a gallon of the water. And she says, I called it miracle water. Not miracle like, you know, a blessing or a birth, but I said, I think it'll change the way you feel, the way you think. And she called it magic. And I said, there's nothing magic. I said, the only thing, she goes, well, how do I know it's real? I said, this is the best water on the planet. And I said, just trust me. Tell me what you think in about half an hour after you drink your first half of a bottle. And she got back to me and said, well, that stuff is the best water I've ever tasted. She goes, but man, I sure had to go to the bathroom real quick after I was drinking. I said, well, that's trying to flush all that poison out of you. You know, stop drinking them Mountain Dews and you know. So she's already asking, well, how can I get that machine? And I was just telling her, well, how much money do you spend on Mountain Dew every day? And she started, and I used to just throw it out there. You're not willing to invest a little bit of your change in a lifestyle and in a way that's going to improve all the well-being and the health. Because I said, that's really what it is. You know, it's investing in your health, your mind, your future. And for me, that's where that machine has changed my life and continues to. So I've had some stop. I've had to, you know, rethink a lot of things. And with all the drinking and the bad behavior that I had done in the past, I was diagnosed with, you know, the cirrhosis of the liver. And once I got on this water machine, I went and had some blood work done. And at some point, I contacted that hepatitis C. And it's just poor decisions and thinking. But last year, I got clear of all that. I took this medication. It was like $30,000 a month. And this is prior to the machine. So I've seen what it can do to reverse the cirrhosis. And I'm living proof I'm still here. And I know I refuse to drink any water except Kong's water. And that's for me, I go out and they'll say, you want anything to drink? And I said, no, thanks. I got my own water. And they want to know, well, why you bring it in here in a restaurant? I said, well, you want to try it? I'll get you a glass. And I know you've changed some thinking your own way, JJ, with, you know, helping people understand that this water is so useful in many different fashions and forms. It's not just like turn the tap on and get a glass. It's, you know, there's chemistry that goes into this thinking that they've come this far. Stripes the sky. Anyway, I guess to wrap this up is that it's changing my life every day, every moment, and it will continue to do that as long as I'm walking this planet. I'm drinking that water, and I know that if you drink the water or you get the machine or you know somebody, if you need some water, you just reach out to all of us. Somebody knows somebody that'll just give you water and share the water, give the water away. I'm blessed that I was able to buy the machine, and there's people that I've seen on all these different places and catch information, you know, and some people can't afford it yet. But they're not stopping. They're investing a little bit of what we have to offer you guys, and I think that's important. Is that it's just helped change my whole thinking, and I'm blessed, and I'm so grateful. That's really another big word I always like to use. I can, I will, and I am grateful, and I love you guys.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and, I got my loved one today. I got laid twice.
I was gonna say, man, no wonder you're all fired up. You got laid early Monday morning, man, and anytime we can get laid on any time of the day, that's L-E-I-D, Hawaiian style, you dirty rascals. Who's out there thinking awful? Not us. No, you got laid twice even. God bless you. No wonder you got that shit-eating grin on your face there, sir. Hey, listen, I got a boogie, guys. I got an appointment at 9:30, so I got to saddle up my horse and get into town. I say that metaphorically, even though I'm in Montana. I do mean my car. But I appreciate having this cat on here. What do you got? Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, got laid 3 times. He's swinging, man. 3rd time's a charm. Geez, I'm jealous. I need to go I'm going to wear some lays next time I get dialed in so we can share the sentiment. No, dude, I love your attitude. I love your energy. I love your transformation. I love your shift from the world's bullshit lies to the actual reality that you're loved, you're valued, and look at you sharing this stuff. You're sharing this. This is absolute gold, big fella, so I appreciate you. Are you a lefty by any chance?
Yes, sir.
I can tell.
Actually,
Takes one to know one. Takes one to know one. Yeah. Hey, listen, God bless you. JJ, thank you. I really wish you wouldn't tame your hair down like that. It's so unbecoming of you. I think your sexier wild side is the side that's more inspiring because you got it all slick back and you're all dapper. But, I mean, I like it when you got the wild fro flow going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got to change it up a little bit.
No, you're beautiful, guys. Hey, listen, I got a boogie. Have a blessed day. Patrick, thanks again, man. And look forward to having you on here again. Any level I can ever be of service to you on anything, man. I mean, please let me be. We're all one big family here, and we're all just trying to change the world like JJ loves to say. We got to do it together. We're all on different teams, but we all got the same ball, and we all know what it feels like to hit that thing. So we just want to try and get as many people in the batter's box as possible and start throwing them some batting practice for home run derby, So keep up the good work. Don't be showing off to too many people you're getting laid. Then again, you should. All right, guys.
Rock and roll it, brother.
One love.
Whatever you got going, take care of it, buddy. We know you will.
You got it. Word.
Much love,
Later.
brother. Have a great day.
Thank you, Shawn.
So, Patrick, we're not done yet. I got more questions for you, brother.
Sure.
So, how long has it been that you've had your machine?
I got it last May.
Okay, so you're coming up on a year. All right, cool.
I've got a video the day that I have it that I never even let anybody see, but I also I just had to plug my phone in because we were about to lose the power.
Battery power. Yeah, you don't want to lose power, baby. So,
got to have that energy. But it's been, we're not quite up to a year having it yet, but the machine arrived and I didn't have any idea what, I just plugged it in, hooked it up, and I'm sitting there drinking water and didn't know all about all the different settings, and being a left-handed dummy, like, well, I don't need to ask anybody any questions, and didn't look in the directions. And then I was thinking, well, what the hell? I didn't even put the solution you're supposed to put in there to, help you get to 11.5. And here that container was always empty. And I'm like, I think you and I had a talk, and, I was telling you about having this sore throat, and I said, well, you need to gargle with that 11.5, or, and you told me how to fill the machine up, And then I'm like, wow, I'm 6 months into this thing and I'm just now learning this. So kind of a slow learner, but I feel like I have a lot of knowledge. And, you know, I was able to figure out washing your vegetables off and watching the videos and catching up with that. There's, you know, a certain amount of time in every day that you need to invest. Take time out to read. And now that I have the directions sitting by the machine, and I just love walking around with my little test kit and going to a restaurant, or, you know, there's a way to, the millionaire mindset. I love that quote by you. And one of the things is that it's a way to start communication with somebody. You see them over there grabbing a case of water at the store, or they're filling up their jugs. I'm thinking, you want to see what that water really looks like? If I check the pH, I said, it's not bad for you, but I got something that's greater than that. This will, and I just throw it on a business card and say, just take a look at it. There's no obligation whatsoever. And so, yeah, I'm still, you know, working on myself, but I'm looking forward to I want to actually see at a year's date from the time I got that machine, so what I've actually lost in weight. And it seems like my life's gotten a lot better just by changing my mindset with that machine. You know, some things are gone, I can't ever get back, but I sure can remember. And try to inspire others and tell them about the water machine. I mean, what you're doing, JJ, and you broadcast this out, and it's I think it's important. And like, I'm pretty sure I caught a couple different, probably more than like 30 of them, but all the different guests that you've had on here, I'm grateful that I was able to tune in, catch them, and I've gone back and watched some of them because of the importance of the message that I was receiving from them and others. But you talked about how a microwave, when homes didn't even have any of them. Well, before long, this machine is going to probably be in everyone's home, just like a microwave is. And that says a whole lot. And knowing what it's done for me, I only wish that on everybody. Change everything. Change your water, change your life. And that's probably the most important thing that I can always share with anybody. And my testimony is it has changed my life. And there wasn't I can't remember the last time I got laid 3 times in one day.
Oh, I love that, brother, man. I love you so much. You're such awesome. You're so awesome. And I think it's important really here to read off some of these quotes, some of these things that people are saying. Paul Nelson, he is really resonating with you, with what you're saying here today. He's talking about his mother passing away 17 years, and on her 89th birthday, she passed away on her birthday as well. He's been resonating with what you're saying, and he's struggling with some addictions and that kind of thing. So it's powerful. You never know how you're going to change people's lives. That's one of the major reasons. I mean, the reason why this show exists is because of Thomas Warden, because getting in on the morning motivation. Thomas, brother, you're on here. I love you, man, and I just want to always give you the credit you deserve, buddy, because you really have changed people's lives, lots of them, and it's just continuing on, and you're inspiring people to change other people's lives as well. And that's why this show happens, and that's why I strive to get people in here 7 days a week, is because I happen to know that you never know which particular guest is going to resonate with somebody and change their life, just like what's happening with Paul. He's going to want to reach out to you and become friends with you and pick your brain and stuff like that. And, and so that's just another one of these ways that we affect people's lives. And, I'd imagine that in having the machine for a year that you've probably shared the water with quite a few people, And I'm curious to know, I'm always curious, this is just another one of the questions that I love to ask people, is that, the thing that's really important for us to remember as Enagic distributors, as, parts of the Kong family, is that the miracle, the lady calling it magic water and you calling it miracle water and that kind of stuff. I think it's so important for people to understand that the real miracle is right here. It's this thing right here, this machine. This is the miracle machine. The Kangen water machine is just a gift and a tool that was given to us by Mr. Oshiro and God. And, and so it's a tool where this right here, this is the miracle. This is the machine. And if this machine gets the fuel and the electricity that it needs, it'll do amazing things. And so, I always like to try and share some of those amazing things as people have those amazing things to share. And that is, you've shared the water with people over the last year. You've probably had a few people pick up their own machines. And do you have any interesting stories that anybody has shared back with you where you have literally helped somebody get this water and it's turned their lives around? Do you have any interesting stories like that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, currently, no. I think it's just, I've had some people that reach back out to me and they're curious about it and they want more information, and I guess I'm a little guilty of the same, where I know our friend Julio always talked about, hey, you're either sitting on the fence or you're get off the fence. Yeah. And some of the feedback I've gotten, the people that are truly interested, and I said, I'll give you the free water on all you need. We want me to bring a truck over, I'll bring the water in a truck. And just sharing, it's funny, you go buy empty gallons, jugs at your local store. And they said, well, don't you want the water that's in there? I said, sure, I'll take it. And then I just come home and I go outside or I put it in the fish tank. But I got a big aquarium, and I've tested it with some of that water out of the Kong machine, and I'm thinking, well, pH shouldn't be that high for those fish. But the feedback I'm getting personally is just, I guess my true story here is that people think I'm crazy, and that's fine. I am crazy as a loon, and but what it comes down to is don't believe me, then you can think I'm crazy all you want. But not a whole lot of I guess people that they're like, okay, whatever, another scheme, your story's great, blah blah blah. But it's not really, it doesn't matter what I end up making doing this for others. It's just like you said, the machine is right here. And this is just a tool for the machine to keep running at high efficiency and performance. And since that's kind of what I do for a living, I got to work with my hands, my mind, and you make engine parts and you machine them using a machine. And if that machine's running bad, just like yourself, then you're not going to perform at a high level, and you're going to make mistakes and put out bad parts. So I guess this is a really neat way for me to kind of reprogram my own thinking. I got to start maybe paying more attention that I got a whole lot more to give than what I have been giving. So that's where it really starts, I think, JJ, is that it's a gift, and if you can't just keep it, you got to give it away. And
amen.
You think of all the most wealthiest people in the world, I don't care how much money they make, and they don't care how much money I make. It's about, what are they giving away? I mean, look at Bill Gates. Man, none of us could ever spend the money that he's made. And I always like to tell people, well, I've made $1 million in my lifetime, but I've also spent it. And what am I going to save it for? Sure, I got family, grandkids, and I hope I can give more than what's valuable. Is like my mother told me, legacy. Leave a legacy. Yeah. And help other people, lift people up. And that's another very important thing that, you just, it's like Julio said this morning, manifestation. And that was wonderful. I love hearing some of those things, and it might come just, they're messages that are coming at you. And sometimes you just got to grab it and say, I'm taking that one. And I guess you probably, I guess it's just what I'm getting back from all this is, it's a pleasure to be alive, and I'm healthier for it. And if there's something I can help anybody with, I'll do everything I can. I'll take the shirt off my back. And even if I don't have a shirt, which I used to be, I couldn't even afford a shirt, but didn't want to wear a shirt. But, you have to start thinking about your health at some point in your life and make it the number one priority. But you've also, because of the machine, you got this up here, and the more water that you put in your body is going to improve the thinking, and the brain is going to continue to improve, and you're going to start making better choices. And that's what it's all about, really. Just put your feet on the floor every day and make it the best day. Like, this is all-time greatest game you're ever going to play. And so opening day, and it's just a coincidence that it's April Fool's. So I know that I've rambled a lot, and but I'm not a fool anymore, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you gotta see my post I made about April Fool's Day today. It's crazy. My sweetie's gotten me now every April Fool's for 29 years. But anyway, yeah, Patrick, your story is already powerful enough. Just what you've had to say. That's very powerful stuff that's going to resonate with a lot of people as this thing gets shared out, because it is being recorded. It is going to go onto YouTube, and then the link is going to get shared out on Facebook and to you, and you can take it and share it out as much as you want. And everybody, it's going to be getting shared to groups, and who knows where and how far this is going to travel, and how many lives it's going to change as time goes by, right?
That's right.
But that's what it's all about. It's all about changing people's lives for the better. And we happen to have the key to the prayers that people are looking for, the answers to their prayers. And it's, they got to take those prayers and take those answers in their own time frame. All we can do is just do the best we can to open up the door for them so they can step in if they want to. And so I love your story, and I really appreciate that. And it's only a matter of time before the other stories start coming in. Sounds like the puppy's got a heck of a story he wants to tell too, but but I want to ask you, I want to move on to the next question, because we've been here for about 45 minutes, and I want to get to this final question that I always love to ask people. And this one always gets all kinds of interesting responses, and everybody has something different to say about this. And this question is, you got somebody that's interested in this water. You got somebody that's interested in being involved with the Kangen family. And you only got one thing that you can say to them. What is it?
Well, if they don't have the money to invest in it, is what you're saying?
No, you've got one thing that you can say to somebody to help them come to the understanding that they should be involved with this, that they should be part of this family, that they need this, whatever. Everybody has some sort of a different one thing that they would say. You've got one chance to say one thing. What is it?
Love yourself first, and then you can love others. I guess that's the fundamentals of how I've changed my life. You want to change your life, change your fundamentals, change your belief.
Yes.
It's all about the change. And, being a distributor, I'm like, well, why can't I do this anywhere on my own terms? And I think that's where I owe a lot of gratitude to Mr. Warden for, I'm seeing this guy travel around the country, anywhere you can get Wi-Fi, and he's popping up. He's all over, and he's kind of explained to me the way that things truly can work. he changed my thinking. And I said, well, guys, I'm unemployed. I got, real quickly though, when I lost my job last April because of an incident that, I wasn't far enough into this to change my attitude yet, but former boss of mine or owner of the company, we got called in there and he asked me, what the F is going on now, Patrick? And he said, I'll give you two options today. You can quit or you can graduate third grade. So I said, right then, that moment, I got up and I thanked him for the opportunity. And then, you know what? I might still be in fourth grade, but it's like a new school year. And every day you can teach yourself to get better, improve. And is it really a graduation, or you just stay in school and study hard? So just since then, I took a position not looking for work, but things changed for me. And I guess to wrap this up is what I would say to somebody is, you want to change? I can help you.
Amen. Yeah, well, hey, I just wanted to real quick say, hey, Thomas, you just popped in here for a second. I'm assuming that's because you had something valuable you would like to add to the discussion. And so if you want to jump back in, I'll definitely give you the floor so you can add whatever you want to add or ask Patrick a question. Maybe you've got something that you'd like to ask him. And so jump back in if you'd like to, brother. We'd love to have you. But anyway, if Thomas pops back in, then we'll have him add whatever he wanted to add, whatever it is. It's going to be valuable. You know that for a fact, baby. And you know what as well? You are crazy, and so am I. But that's what keeps us from going insane, baby. That's what keeps us from going insane. Be crazy. Be crazy out there, kids. It's a crazy world. You might as well be crazy right along with it. That's what I say. And so, Patrick, like we said a little bit earlier, one of the things that I really love to do, one of my big goals and that with this show is to connect people, to help people, connect and join with each other, because after all, this is just a big giant family of people, and it's growing every day, and that's how we're changing the world. That's how we're accomplishing our goal. And so every guest at the end of the show, I always ask them to please, we got Thomas in here. Thomas, come on in, buddy. Connect and join with each other, because after all, this is just a big giant family of people, and it's growing every day, and that's how we're changing the world. That's how we're accomplishing our goal.
Definitely.
There he is. Hey, look at that handsome fella right there. Look at him, man. There he is. The life changer himself. What do you say, Thomas? You got anything to add to this? You got a question for Patrick, or a comment that you'd like to add based on what's happened today in this show?
Well, Patrick is still hiding a bunch of information that he is out there on the shifting of his life and the energy and how he truly got in here. And it was his mother that was, in her last days of. What did she do, Patrick? What did she pull you in? Because he had been following, he had been watching, he had been listening for quite a while and seeing, and she had been listening to this in the background as well. So what was her words to you, brother?
She said, believe in yourself and start as soon as you possibly can. Right
with
now.
With us. You need to connect with Thomas. She had been listening.
I did forget that part. That was probably the most important was
yes.
Because she said, if it's something that has your attention this much, why don't you live your dream? Why don't you get a hold of him? Why don't you let him help you? And that's all I needed. I just needed somebody that is from driving around in the country and doing his own thing. And now I believe in everything that he's never done anything but teach me. And so many things that I get to learn, not just from him, but every single thing you pay attention to is going to help change yourself. And I'm grateful for that. And I love it. And I love Tom's Warden like he's my brother. I mean, I throw that out there all the time. I love you, brother. And love you, JJ. And I just, you know, if you love yourself, it's real easy to just share that and tell everybody you love them. And I know we talked about that. It's important that people hear that, because not enough people hear those words. Just you walk up to a stranger and say, "Hey, I love you. I love you, man."
Yeah, and they get thrown back. But, you know, Patrick, like he said, he left out. That was the most important part. There was an energy shift. She believed within him. He was still in the darkness. He was still worrying about things that he shouldn't have, other people's processes, things that was going on in his life. But yet he took the choice and implemented the words that she said, and he joined and connected. He got in contact. We started talking. We started moving. I did nothing for him. He did everything by listening, by opening those ears up and moving his life into a different direction. Then what did he do? He started implementing those things. I did nothing but show him what I had did to get myself out of situations and different things that I had went through that was so similar. So yet he took it, just enough of it, and he started shifting his mindset, his thoughts, his process, just like JJ, just like myself, and we moved our life into a different direction. So, you know, he's still leaving out so many different things that he is doing in his energy level, you know, because I flew up to Ohio not too long ago. He was only a couple hours away, so it was the middle of the night, and he still drove up. We was able to connect and bond, and with his female friend as well, Bonnie. You know, somebody else that has been an inspiration to him to keep him on the right track. You know, so he owes a lot to her as well for what she is doing for him in his life. So he's not feeling alone. He knows he's got people that will work with him on a day-to-day basis. And even if they want the physical, he knows he can pick up the phone and call me and says, "I need to talk, brother." But to hear the conversation yesterday, just yesterday, you know, so it's been about a 6-month process we've been working with him, and he's been working on himself. About a year, is it not, Patrick? You know, so he's been in Ohio is most of his life. So now he's fixing to shift his entire energy with her into a whole different state, into a whole different area, maybe even back up and move and shift his whole life. So guys, if you want something different, then what do? You put a different thought process to it, a different focus. And that's what they have done. And that's what many more that we have within our community during the morning motivation that comes in there. They're all shifting our life because our mindset, we want something more. We can feel that there's more within us. We know that we have more to give to the table. So that's what we offer to everybody on a day-to-day basis. The products and services that we have is awesome. Yes, shifting lives all over the place, because once you get your financials in a correct order, it will remove worries and stress, blood pressure, cholesterol, medicine, thyroid, whatever. Things start coming off that you're always worried about. And then if you have a stress-free life, a worry-free life, and you can actually live your life for what you want to do, wouldn't that be so much more fun? Wouldn't you wake up with a more happy step with your life, a big smile that stays on your face all day, and knowing that when you go out there into the reality of the world, that you can have a good time no matter what BS is thrown at you, you know how to handle it. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? Wouldn't that be better than what you were doing? Because it took me many years to figure this out and get it tuned in to where I was and where I'm at now, you know, and we're all born with it, but yet once we get tainted, then we got to rewire. Now we got to get back to where, okay, I know there's something more. My physical life is breaking down, and I won't be able to do what I've been doing most of my life. I might have to find something else to do. Open that mind up to know that you have the creative ability to do whatever you truly want.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Thomas. We love you so much. You're such a life changer, buddy. And we look forward to changing lives right along with you for the rest of ours. As long as we're running around on this beautiful planet, we're going to be shifting lives for the better. And that's what the family's all about. And, you know, Patrick, I do know, let's go ahead and get to this final, it's not really a question, actually. This is more of a recommendation, because I happen to know that right here on the live feed, I know that you've already shifted somebody's perspective, that I know he's going to want to hook up with you. And so part of what we try to do here is share each other, because someone might resonate with you and they might not resonate with me or Thomas or Shawn or whatever, but they might really want to resonate with you. And so there's only one way they can do that, and that's if they can get a hold of you. So why don't you give everybody whatever contact information you would like to share out there about how people can hook up with you. Do you want to give them your phone number, your website, your email handle, your Facebook handle, whatever you want to give out, please give it out so that people can hook up with you if they so desire.
Sounds good. My phone number is 419-619-6023. And I'm pretty much available. I've got a website, but I'm Patrick K. Downing on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, a business page, Finding Your Freedoms. .com, I believe that's a GoDaddy account I have, but there's more information just if you reach out to me, text me, email me at PK Downing, DOWNING 2002 at Yahoo. I've had that since 2002. Not thinking that, wow, what's this all about? And so I always check that. I'm on that almost constantly because, you got to filter all the information that's coming at you and only grab what's important and share it. But yeah, I'm pretty much available for anybody that needs my help or guidance or support. If you need some water, I'll figure out a way to get you some water. So Thomas is always, he's like a 24, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So I guess another thing is that, that topic of 24 hours, that's 84,600 seconds, I think, something like that. So even if it's 10 seconds and all that time, just help somebody. Reach out. I'm available if anybody needs it. I'll take the time and help you because that's what we have right now under our hand, or with our own hands and our thinking. Time is very valuable, and if you can make a difference in somebody else's life in just a few little seconds, then man, what a better world this is going to be to live in.
Amen, brother. Amen. Yeah, what an inspirational story today, and what's crazy about it to me is that, having new people on this show every day, I swear every single day is another life-altering day, another inspiring show, another incredible guest, and more incredible stories that are getting shared out there. And stories change the world. Those are the kinds of things that I know. It's a story that changed my life. It wasn't the facts and figures or the science or any of that stuff that changed my life. What it was a story, an inspirational story from an incredible, beautiful young lady. And so my thing is just to try and give that back, because I only have so many stories I can tell, but what I can do is help other people share their stories too, and that's making a big difference. And yes, to build a meaningful energy future. Amen, buddy. And, I just say thank you so much for taking your valuable time to jump on here and help us accomplish our goal. Because make no bones about it, kids, we are the Kong family, and we have a simple goal. It's to change the world, and we're doing it. We're doing it one glass of 9.5 Kong's water at a time, one incredible human being at a time, one angel at a time. And thank you so much, Patrick, for jumping on board with us. Thomas, thank you for everything. Thank you for taking your time to jump in here and add some more golden nuggets to this show and make it better, because that's what's happening every day is we're getting better and better and better and better and changing people's lives, and that's what it's all about, kids. And so with all of that, thank you so much for coming in. And of course, as usual, don't forget your hugs. HooDeeHooo! Much love, boys. You guys go out there and change the world today. We'll see you guys in the morning. Have a great one. Thanks to
Thank you so much
for watching. We love you all.
Keep up the awesomeness.
Thanks, boys. Have a great day.